Babes in Spyland, The Truth Hurts. Episode 2. Buckle up, Agent Milkshake said as she backed the black SUV out of the parking stall. Agent Smith did so, still annoyed that her partner hadn't given her a straight answer about their assignment. They'd traversed several bland hallways until they'd reached a door that led to the garage. In all that time, Milkshakes had sidestepped every inquiry Agent Smith had tossed at her, spewing random information about the agents whose doors they'd passed. Hold on, Milkshakes grinned as she sped up to take the corner, causing the tires to screech. The security guys hate that, she beamed with pride. The men, and some of the women at the FBI had been a little strange, but every minute here reminded her that she wasn't in Kansas anymore, so to speak. Agent Smith decided to try asking one more time. So, what is Mad Scientist Patrol? Milkshakes pulled through a raised security gate, down a long driveway and onto the main road. I guess it's better to know before you get there. The super-secret agency employs a startling number of scientists. She glanced at Agent Smith. They all have call buttons that they're supposed to push once a day to check in. She waved a finger. It's the simplest system our guys could devise, and you would think that super geniuses could remember to push a button. But no. There are always a few who forget. So Mud sends a team out twice a week to check on them. Today, that's us. It doesn't sound hard, Agent Smith said. We'll see. Now that Agent Milkshakes was answering her questions, she decided to ask about the name thing. What's up with your names? I assume no part of your legal identification is Milkshakes. Nope, Milkshakes chuckled. One day, a few weeks after I got here, our whole division was pulling an all-nighter, and I made milkshakes. Everyone loved them. The name stuck. I also got a few marriage proposals. What was your name before that? Agent Blah Blah. Agent Smith raised her eyebrows. Being new is always fun. Milkshakes shrugged. Until someone gives you a name, you have to go by the lame one the supervisor picks for you. It probably won't take long. Agent Smith thought about it. The others were Amphibian Queen and Bunny Nose? That's right, Milkshakes nodded. Amphibian Queen's story involves a bunch of tree frogs. As for Bunny Nose, watch her nose the next time she talks. But don't make it obvious, she's a little sensitive. Agent Smith let that sink in. Is Mad Scientist Patrol everyone's first assignment? Oh no, not even close. Mud is still upset about what went down in Venice a few weeks ago. Milkshakes turned a corner, then held up a finger. Which wasn't my fault, but she won't listen. They came to a stop in front of a warehouse, and Milkshakes threw the SUV into park. Keep your gun handy, and be ready for anything. These people can be a bit special. After 2 stops to check on SSA scientists, Agent Smith had to agree with Milkshake's assessment of the scientists. The first guy had literally tried to talk them into letting him test his shrink ray on them, while the second one, an older woman from Switzerland, had insisted that they come in for cookies. Cookies that glowed a sickly yellow color with writhing black chunks in them. Neither of the scientists had even thought about checking in over the past 2 days. You see? Milkshakes turned left on their way to the third delinquent on the list. They're brilliant idiots. It kind of scares me that they're working on things for the government. It really scares me that they're working on things that will eventually be sold to the general public, Milkshakes said. Agent Smith nodded. Seriously. Here we are. Milkshakes turned into a long driveway. A normal-looking suburban neighborhood surrounded them, complete with cute cookie-cutter houses, manicured lawns, and the token dog sitting under a tree in a nearby yard. A scientist lives here? Agent Smith asked. The other 2 had been holed up in warehouses. He's got a basement, Milkshake said, parking. A big one. You've been here before? Agent Smith followed Milkshakes out of the SUV and up the walk to the front door. Loud, vibrating rap music thumped in greeting. Milkshakes rang the bell. He is one of the worst. The rap music stopped. Milkshakes raised her eyebrows as if in surprise, and knocked. The noise started again. Her eyebrows fell into a scowl. Figures. I hate doing things the hard way. The hard way? Turn your phone to EMP mode. It's under settings. Agent Milkshakes showed Agent Smith where to navigate to, and then pulled a small device the size of a thumb drive from her jacket pocket. Agent Smith fumbled to get her brand new phone, naturally in the opposite pocket of her free hand, and swiped to the right screen. A moment later, the screen went dark. "What are you going to do?" she asked. Agent Milkshakes held up the little device. "Short out all the electrical in the house for about 2 minutes. "You can do that?" Agent Smith blinked. "It's amazing what the tech squad will do for milkshakes." She pressed her thumb on the little box, and after a crackling sound, the music abruptly stopped. "Damn it!" The words shrieked through the air in a high, outraged voice. A click sounded, and the door flew open, revealing a youngish woman dressed in all black, with a plethora of facial piercings and short, blue, spiky hair. She looked like she was trying a little too hard to be goth. Her nostrils flared in anger. "Why the hell don't you people knock? I swear on my mother's grave." Agent Milkshakes raised her voice. "Butterfly." She spoke each word clearly, loudly, and by syllable, like you would to a small child. "Is your brother in the basement? He hasn't checked in." "How am I supposed to know?" The woman, Butterfly presumably, planted a hand on her hip. "You're supposed to be his babysitters." Calm and collected, Milkshakes tried again. "Have you seen or heard from your brother in the past 48 hours? "No." The word snapped through the air like a whip. Agent Smith had dealt with her fair share of difficult people, so she decided to help Agent Milkshakes out. She drew a folded piece of paper from her purse, looked at it, and then turned her attention to Butterfly. "This list indicates that you spoke to him early Tuesday morning." The paper was actually notes from a case she'd been working on the week before, but the woman didn't need to know that. The information about them communicating had come when Agent Milkshakes had asked her to pull the scientist's phone records. Butterfly's glare landed on Agent Smith. So what did you talk about?" Agent Smith gave the girl a cold stare. "Nothing." "You spoke to your brother about nothing for 23 minutes and 6 seconds? Butterfly huffed. "No." "You know we're going to have to check," Agent Milkshake said, "and that we need to know what you talked to him about." Sniffing, Butterfly crossed her arms in front of her stomach. "Whatever." "Or," Agent Milkshakes continued, "we can fry your entire house and go through the place an inch at a time." She gave the girl a tight smile. "Your choice." Butterfly took a deep breath and let out a long, dramatic sigh. "Come in." She motioned the two agents inside. Dark drapes hung across the large front window, and landscape paintings adorned the walls. One corner included a silver cross with wings and Butterfly's name engraved on it. Candles covered almost every flat surface in the room. Most were housed in champagne glasses, but others were in jars, beer mugs, salt shakers, and several things Agent Smith couldn't identify right off. Expensive-looking, kitchen-y things. Butterfly let out another sigh and flopped onto an old green couch. "The last time I talked to him was Tuesday." Agent Milkshakes managed to narrow her eyes even further without closing them. Okay, Butterfly looked around. "We talked about the business." "The business?" Agent Milkshakes asked. "Yeah, the candles." The girl took a deep breath and sat straight up. "We're starting a candle business. You know, like Carrie May, only with candles. Sci-Fi is an expert at scents, and I'm pretty good with the crafty stuff, so we combined our forces and came up with a chic line of scented candles." "What did he say?" Agent Milkshakes asked. Butterfly blinked. "About the business?" Milkshakes added. "Oh, he told me he had 3 more scents and that I needed to make another red, blue, and yellow color for them, something a little more passionate than the others." "And that's all?" "Yeah. You know how he is. He rambles about dumb stuff. I barely pay attention, and then he usually hangs up." Agent Smith caught the pulse of a vein in Agent Milkshake's temple. "Is that what happened?" she quickly asked. "Yep. I heard a big crash, which is normal, and he said he had to go." Butterfly shrugged. "Pretty typical." Agent Smith studied the girl. She could be lying, but her gut told her otherwise. "Did he mention anyone he was talking to?" Agent Milkshakes asked. "Going to see? Trying to use as guinea pigs?" Butterfly scrunched up her lips. "He never tells me what's going on, although he did say something about going to see his girlfriend." At the words, Agent Milkshakes coughed like she'd just tried to drink water down the wrong pipe. The single cough turned into a fit, and she held up a hand, gasping through it. "I'm sorry, did you just say girlfriend?" This time Butterfly looked angry. "Hey, my brother is a freak, but he's pretty hot. All my friends say so." The coughing continued, and Agent Smith highly suspected it was more laughter than anything else. She smiled at Butterfly. "Maybe you should let us into the basement." Butterfly glowered, but stood. "Fine." The two agents followed her out of the front room and into the kitchen. 2 doors adorned the far wall. One of them stood open, revealing shelves bulging with bags of cold cereal, boxes of cheesy noodles, and packages of dried okra. Butterfly moved to the closed door and put her palm on it. A purring sound came from under their feet. "There you go." Butterfly stepped back as the door opened. "Knock yourselves out." Milkshakes moved forward. "Come on." Agent Smith followed, not sure she wanted to get locked into the tiny, empty, smelly space. The door shut behind her, just like her danger voice had warned her, and she resisted the urge to turn and pound her way out. Small places did not agree with her. Milkshakes, on the other hand, stood grinning. "Keep your arms and legs inside the ride." She knocked on the wall 3 times and whipped her hands to her sides. Having no idea what to expect, Agent Smith did the same. The linoleum floor under their feet fell away, and Agent Smith let out a squeak of surprise. Instead of falling straight down, they landed on a sloped surface, a slide, that wove back and forth before coiling into a tight spiral and spitting them out onto a giant beanbag. They bounced a few times before coming to a stop. "I love that part," Milkshake said, grinning again. "Not bad." Agent Smith managed to keep her tone neutral. This job kept getting more and more interesting. She made a mental note not to wear a skirt the next time she had to do mad scientist patrol. The cavern, they landed in could have easily fit 4 large houses. A monstrosity that looked like a giant erector set made out of glass and shiny metal filled half of the space. Clear vials hung everywhere. Liquids boiled happily in several of the larger ones, big bubbles rising to the surface and popping. The scent of burned syrup filled the air. "Oi!" Milkshake yelled. "Sci-5, where are you?" No answer. They fought their way off the landing pad and started to explore. Agent Smith took the left side and found an entire aisle of colored liquids labeled with scents named Persian Blue, Erotic Candy Cane, and Must Be Musty. Why did everyone in the super-secret agency world insist on bad names? As she was pondering the question, an explosion of glass and green goo vomited from one corner of the lab. Agent Smith flinched away and drew her weapon, but didn't move. Instead of running into an unknown situation, drenched in unidentifiable liquids, she looked to Agent Milkshakes for direction. Milkshakes didn't have her gun out, and the scowl on her face told Agent Smith that she was irritated rather than worried. "Sci-5!" Milkshakes hollered again. "Where are you?" Still, no answer. Milkshakes slowly started toward the mess, indicating that Agent Smith should watch the left side while her partner covered the right. "Don't shoot. Half of this stuff is likely explosive." "Got it." Agent Smith holstered her gun and crept past tables covered in notes and an array of old and new laptops. She was pretty sure she'd used the one on the end in junior high. In order to get line of sight around a bookcase, she moved closer to the wall. "Do you see him anywhere?" Milkshakes asked. When Agent Smith opened her mouth to answer, the smell of rotten meat hit her tongue, and she clamped her lips shut. She shook her head, then breathed into the sleeve of her jacket. "He forgets to check in, but he never leaves his stuff unattended." Milkshakes retrieved her phone and hit a few buttons. "Control, this is Agents Milkshakes and Smith reporting in. We've got a problem. Sci-5 is not in his lab. Repeat, Sci-5 is not in his lab."